Now, the second thing I'm going to dwell on today, and in maybe subsequent videos, we'll talk about other means of managing your cash flow, but it is about managing your working capital proactively. Many companies and many entrepreneurs just treat working capital as, okay, I need money to do certain things, to buy goods. My customers will not pay me on time, my suppliers. And at the end of the day, you realize that for the next set of sales you want to do, you don't have money to buy the raw material, even though you have made sales, but the money is not just coming in on time. So you need to think about, how can I manage my working capital very proactively? Now, working capital is usually driven by one of four things. It's either your receivables, your payables, your inventory, or the cash you have on hand. And I'll go through each of them one by one. Starting with your receivables. Another way to put out your receivables, these are monies that your customers owe you. You've sold to them, you've provided a service to them, and they've promised that they will pay you maybe in 3 months. They've promised they will pay you in 6 months. The money that is owed to you, those are your receivables. The best scenario when you are the cash crunch is to make sure that as you're providing that service or you're selling a product, you are receiving your cash. That is the best scenario you want. But unfortunately, the reality you will see is that does not happen quite often, especially when you're a small business. A lot of your customers want some receivable days before they pay you. They want 1 week, 2 weeks, 1 month, 3 months, before they pay you. Your goal at this point is to see how you can reduce the number of days or the number of weeks it takes to receive your cash as much as possible. There are a few things you can do in order to be able to achieve that. One, have a clear payment terms with your customers. What this will ensure is that both of you are not guessing whether you receive money from them, when, in what situation. Both of you are very clear on the terms of your engagement. They know within 2 weeks they need to pay you, and you can properly also do your cash flow knowing that in 2 weeks, what I've sold now, I expect payment in 2 weeks. Unfortunately, if you don't have clear payment terms with them, they might be oblivious to the fact that you want to receive your payment at some particular point in time. So in their own pecking order, they probably do not prioritize you, not because they don't want to pay you, but there are other people they have contractual agreement with, and they want to meet those contractual obligations. You want to make sure that you have clear payment terms with your customers. Number two, you want to make sure that a member of your team, and could be you, depending on how large your team is focused on writing your customers, sending invoices to them, calling them before payment is even due, so that you are top of mind. And when they're actually preparing the list of their suppliers that they want to pay, you are top of mind to them. You want to send out the invoices to them in time, so that you ensure that your payment also comes in on time. The thing is, you want to give incentives for early repayments. So a good example, you want to give like a 0.5% discount if your customers pay you earlier than is stipulated on the contract. If you think about it, capital has a cost. Every capital has a cost. So those 2 weeks or 3 weeks that your money is staying with them, whether you like it or not, you are like a lender to them of some sort, not just a bank. They are using your money during that period to run their business. So let's assume, for example, you need that 2 weeks worth of funds to go and borrow from your bank. It's going to cost you something to borrow from your bank. What you want to do is to say, what is it going to cost me to borrow this money from the bank? Can I pass a fraction of that potential cost to the customers and ask them to repay early? Many of them might see it as, oh, okay, brilliant. If I'm going to get a 0.5%, 0.75%, 1% discount on this service or on this product just by paying 1 week earlier than planned, they might be willing to give you that cash earlier than you planned for.